In a previous session, I showed you how I'd integrated ChatGPT into Teams. This allowed users to use the ChatGPT features in the scope of a channel. This talk is going to show you how that integration was done so that you can do it in your environment. At the time of this recording, Azure OpenAI is still in limited preview. If you have access to the preview, the first thing you're going to need to do is to create an instance of the Azure Cognitive Services for OpenAI. Once that has been created, you can navigate to the Manage Keys because we're going to need one of the keys later on to authenticate to the service. The integration works by using a logic app to connect to Teams to extract the contents of a Teams channel message. The message contents is stored as a blob in a storage account so that it can be used by GPT to regain context for the conversation. The logic app uses a keyword mention in a Teams channel as the trigger. Here we can see we're connected to our GPT demo team, and the keyword that we're looking for is OpenAI. For each of the messages received, we use the reply ID to identify the storage blob that contains the historical messages. If the blob does not exist, we create the blob and set the context for the conversation. Here we can see that the system message sets the context for GPT to be a British AI assistant that's slightly sarcastic. Having set our system context and loaded our historical messages, we construct a JSON payload and then call the REST endpoint for the OpenAI conversation completion. Here we can see that we're setting the parameters for the API call, such as the maximum number of tokens we will respond with and our temperature setting that controls how creative the response can be. Once we have the response from the REST API call, we can parse the JSON received and extract the message that GPT created. We post that response into the channel and then save it in the conversation history blob so that the context can be retained between messages.